Hi, and welcome to Wrong Way. And this is the Cyclone eBike Venom Total Top. Let me tell you more about it.
Rower, nie?
Tak, tak. So I think by now you do understand why I have this motorcycle helmet instead of a regular bicycle helmet. Now there is also a mode where I can just, mash the throttle as you see, and it's just limited to 25 kilometers an hour, but it can also do this. Well, the pièce of resistance here, ASI BAC 8000 controller, that is currently set to a mere 250 amps, but it can top out at 80 kilowatts. But yeah, the boys didn't allow me to do that because they were just too afraid that I would just, burn the QS205 5T winding motor. So yeah, that's the biggest hill around here that I could find. Yeah. And let's go down. Woo! I mean, this isn't like really steep, this is just 25 degrees, but you can see a lot of... Woo! It can't be even buttered. Like, I think this thing can go 40, but it's heavy, man, it's heavy. I don't want it to fall on me. Let's try this once again. Jesus Christ, I didn't notice that before. Like, how much torque does it have, dude? How much torque? Woo! Oh man. And the last curve, you don't feel it at all because of the suspension. Let's go now to the regular testing grounds. 30-degree test. That's too much fun, man. Okay, so the 30. The motor got a bit toasty, so now it's limiting the power for me. Easy. I think it still limits the power a bit because how hard I was going there, but yeah. Cyclone eBike can also like put the threshold of the motor a bit higher to have more performance, and this combination allows it to accelerate, well, as you saw, from 0 to 70. But once again, the boys told me not to go over 80 because they were afraid that I would burn the motor. But yeah, I really need an unlocked version, right? So anyhow, because this is a high torque motor, it also allows you to do this. wait, once again, to do this. Yes, with the right amount of training from Peter, who will also appear on the channel very soon, you'll be able to drift with an e-bike. This is a used bike from a client of Cycle eBike, and it's currently for sale for around 28,000 Polish zloty, which is this amount in euro. And if you buy a new e-bike from Cycle eBike, you will receive a 5% discount with the wrong way code. So once again, the front brake is still enabled. You can see it here on the screen that it actually cuts off the motor. The accelerator is in the left hand, which is different than from what we're used to, probably because of the wheelie setting of this e-bike. It has a lot of power, so as you can see, it reacts immediately, and it's said that it has sort of a kick when it starts. So there is no soft start. I mean, you can set it up, but in this one there's a kick. Whatever you do, you can't really start softly. And this is just the setting of this controller. On the right brake, or the back brake, which is also a Tektro Dorado 4-piston setup with a 200mm rotor. There are now also 220mm rotors available at Cycle eBike. And this one is not connected to the cutoff switch, so this is probably for wheelies. Like if you wheelie, then you want to use the rear brake as well. But yeah, if I had the front brake, it would be just easier to do this. I definitely need a bit more training in the drifting part of things. This is so powerful, man. But let's talk a bit more about the technical side of things. On this e-bike, we can look at the handlebar. It's, well, all in all, the setup of this e-bike is pretty peculiar. Like, the grips are made by the customer. This cable here is also just adjusted on the customer by the customer, and also the display was also added later on by the customer, and blue, red accents and all of that, and white. Seat is a downhill seat, pretty different configuration from what I'm used to, but all in all, the customer really wanted to have like a downhill bike. Well, I think this is more of an uphill bike. Anyhow, moving back to the handlebars, there's a 2-amp fast charger for your phone. There are 2 headlights with Cree diodes with 3 settings each. Boom. And you can also turn them on from here. Like, this is the main cutoff switch for the lights. There are also 2 modes, as said. The I wanna die mode, and then the you know, the regular 25 km/h mode, which actually limits it to acceleration as well. There is sadly no horn on this e-bike. I think that would be quite nice, but you can always, you know, just wheelie or, you know, burn out with this thing. It has regular pedals. It's a bike, obviously. I think these are Dartmoor, yes, Polish company. So you can still use it as a bicycle. Like, you can pedal with it. You can't say that it's a motorcycle, because theoretically, if it has pedals, it is not, but maybe it is. I don't know. The battery is pretty important as well. It has, I think, around 280 cells inside. The capacity is around 3.5 kilowatt hours. And I did a range test, but not to 0%. I did around 50 kilometers, and the battery was at 72 volts, so a bit below 50%, probably like 30-40. And it was still possible to accelerate like fully, and it wouldn't cut off the motor. I think the numbers that are on Cycle eBike's site are pretty accurate, 70 to 200 kilometers of range. The charging time depends on the charger. We can look around here. There's a XLR port. That's a port I really like on these e-bikes because it's female and it's really hard to get a shortage on this one. So just lock it here. And it's a 72 volt system, so it's 20S, 20 batteries in series. So it will charge with a standard charger in around like 3 to 4 hours. It really depends on the charger. It weighs around 70 kilograms, I think, something around that. And another cool thing is it actually has turbinators. So turbinators, these things, and these are very efficient at cooling the e-bike. I will probably make a separate episode about them, but they will really prevent your motor from overheating. And talking about overheating, like after a couple rounds of acceleration, it did slow down the acceleration in order to prevent the overheating. This is a very intelligent controller. But after a while it got cool, and then I could go full throttle again. So you can also see that there is like no mud guards, but this is also just a wish of a client. There's this thing, which just doesn't look really good, but it just prevents any mud from getting into the damper. And talking about the damper, 240mm Fox in the rear, forks up in the front. Are they XV? I think they are. And these are 200mm forks, 35ers, so it could be even bigger, 40s, but 35 is, I think, good enough. The owner has also exchanged the springs in this one to beefier ones, so it doesn't bottom out that often. And you can see that the suspension here is just amazing, right? You can really feel like when you're accelerating, it goes a bit down. When you brake, it goes a bit up. And it always provides you with the, optimum amount of grip whilst riding. Oh yeah. So let's ride a bit more. Whoa! Yeah, the power here, man, it's just insane. But the comfort, once again, is insane as well. I think it has 19s in the front when it comes to tires. These are also motorcycle tires, so they can withstand all the pressure or all this hard circumstances for this e-bike. So these are also motorcycle spokes, not some regular bicycle spokes. Adrian is behind me, and I think I just covered him in mud. So I can also light up the front. You can see that even in broad daylight, there's still a lot of lighting on this e-bike. And actually I'm pedaling, but I don't have any resistance. So if you want to have some resistance at these speeds on e-bikes, then you'll have to wait for the villain of bicycle e-bike, because it will have a schlumpf drive. I've been also having this e-bike for around a week now, and tell you what, there is nothing that comes even close to acceleration of this thing on the road. You leave everything behind you. So this has been the Venom Total Top. Really a total top e-bike. Still, I'm waiting for a QS273 e-bike from Cyclone e-bike, because I think that still, if I can go full throttle on this e-bike or on any device, basically, be scared but not wheelie, and if it's still controllable, that means that there's always room for more. So thanks for watching. If you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.